No hacker should be able to shut down our networks, steal our trade secrets, or invade the privacy of American families.
Cyber attacks happening around the globe right now.
Attacks against us are increasing in frequency, scale, sophistication, and severity of impact.
When you're dealing with a red-hot momentum stock, often the typical methods of valuation have to go out the window. Take the cybersecurity space, which is one of the absolute hottest groups in the market. Cramer Palo Alto Networks can't stop climbing. It's up more than 160% over the last year, and that's not even the best performer in the group. That honor goes to CyberArk Software, CYBR, an Israeli company, at least originally now based in Massachusetts, that's carved out a strong niche for itself by focusing on helping companies protect what are known as privileged accounts or administrator accounts, which have become common entry points for hackers because these accounts control the proverbial key to the information technology kingdom. What better way to steal all of a company's data than by taking over the account of the person who's supposed to be running its IT system? CyberArk software is designed to proactively protect against and respond to cyber attacks using these privileged accounts. Sure enough, the stock's caught the market's imagination. Stock's up 284% since it came public at $16 last September. Just when you thought the valuation had gotten way too stretched, when the stock seemed to be ridiculously expensive, CyberArk goes and reports a terrific quarter last week. Stock rockets another 7.6% higher single session. Of course, there's been a little bit of profit taking. Some of those gains have been erased. But when you're dealing with a company that has turbocharged growth, you have to remember that people will always pay up for this kind of story, especially in a low-growth environment. So let's take a closer look with Udi Mukadi. He's the founder, president, and CEO of CyberArk Software. Learn more about his company and its prospects. Mr. Mukadi, welcome to Mad Money. Good to have you on the show.
Good to be here. Thank you,
sir. Okay, Udi, I've been reading all the articles now, and you've got a lot of different materials, and you keep talking about this term privileged accounts. I now see it popping up everywhere. What does it mean?
Privileged accounts are administrative controls built into every piece of the IT infrastructure. They have to be there because people need to administer our IT infrastructure. But in the hands of the attacker, they have full control over everything. In Sony, that's what happened. They own the organization after getting to these administrative accounts.
Well, the bad guys are smart. How do you stop them?
Well, we had to think out of the box. Everybody was focusing on keeping the bad guys on the outside and stopping them from coming in. CyberArk was focused on creating a platform on the inside where we vault these credentials. We actually take these administrative accounts, we lock them up, and we only give them to trusted users, and then we monitor and record everything that they're doing and alert on suspicious behavior.
Okay, now, you mentioned Sony. I know when you came public, you had 35% of the Fortune 100. I bet you after a Sony hack or something, that's when you really start getting customers.
Well, we're already in 40% of the Fortune 100 and 18% of the Global 2000. I think our business model doesn't depend on hacking happening, but it's definitely raising the awareness out there.
All right, now, we had John Chambers on last night, the outgoing CEO of Cisco, and he's got a platform, and a lot of people say they have a platform. It seems like that you still get the account even if they already have a platform. I mean, that it doesn't, just because someone's using one security company doesn't mean that you don't get the account.
Oh, definitely, definitely. We work and we actually collaborate with a lot of security. You need multiple security layers. The thing is that billions of dollars went into keeping the bad guys out, but once on the inside, organizations are soft, and attackers come in, they steal these credentials, and they move around. So CyberArk is actually a new layer on the inside that it complements the investments like Cisco and FireEye and Palo Alto.
Well, I know that, for instance, you have a good business with Vodafone. So could you just kind of walk me through what you do for Vodafone?
Yeah, we were proud to have Vodafone announce the business partnership, and they're one example of the top Global 2000 customers that select CyberArk. We actually become a platform on the inside where they're trusted users, they're external third parties. Everybody goes through the CyberArk platform before they do anything to the IT environment. Everything is monitored and recorded, and we can alert on suspicious behavior. The IT people get to do what they're supposed to be doing, and we keep the hackers and attackers from moving around.
Okay, now I was looking at the experience management team that you have, and a lot of people, some from Sally May, from Amdocs. It says for you, you're Israeli Defense Force. That's your background. So I know you probably can't tell me exactly what you've done and whether you're in active service now, but what are the kind of things that you saw that have been applicable to your current job?
Yeah, myself and many of the founding team and top employees at CyberArk served in military units and actually brought that understanding of how complex networks are and the fact that they're under attack. And so we're not a commercialized, civilized military technology. We just brought the awareness of that you have to really treat every entity as if it can be attacked, and that's what happened in the last couple of years.
Well, the reason I ask is because my worst fear would be that you hired someone that you didn't trust and that they became compromised. How do you keep that from happening?
No, that's very important. And I think in security, it's not just about technology. It's very much about people. And especially on the IT side and the R&D side, you have to go through screening and cherry pick people. We have the advantage of really picking people from units that we know that graduated from military units that we're familiar with. We know they have full classification and can cherry pick them into the company.
Are there hacks going on right now that are big and bad and we don't know about them?
It's going on all the time.
Right now?
It's going all the time as we speak. There's very low risk in being a hacker and very high reward. So why rob a bank and risk being shot if you can just sit in your pajamas and hack and hack into a bank or steal credit card or healthcare information? So it's very profitable business, but we're on the good side.
And one last question. Have there been situations where when we see a hack that you do get called? Because I know that every time there's been a hack, I see your stock go higher. Does that actually make sense?
So our business model is proactive security, so customers come to us ahead of time. However, we had prospects that after being hacked, they lost control over their IT infrastructure. How do you regain control? It's all back to those privileged accounts. And they call us to rebuild trust. Yes.
Well, you've been the greatest performer of the year. Fantastic work.
We're excited.
Okay, that's Udi Mukadi. He's the founder, president, and CEO of CyberArk Software. With any high expensive stock like this, I want you to go through all the documents. There's some great documents and the conference call, and you can see why this company's doing so well. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.